Yes, right, right. So if you see here, very few popular language, right? You can say Ruby and Rails are language, they're also there, but they came with the help with the type. But if you talk about the C++, C, Java programming or Python programming, you can see four languages, all the four languages are trying to create an output hello world, right? But if you look at the complexity of the programming, you can see is using 6 line of a code, right? And within that, you need to use a namespace. Within that, you have to use some functions. This is like function. You need to write a piece of code. Then you need to use braces. Similarly, goes with the C, right? Because C++ is all based on the C. If you look at the Java, you need to use the namespaces, identifiers, this is public, private, etc. function, and then you get an output called as a hello world. So what I'm trying to say is that this C++, Java, they are also creating the output hello world. But if you look at the Python, it's like simply speaking in English. If I say hello world, I just put it into the print function, right? It will generate a hello world. So if I'm expecting my computer or my application, right, to generate an output. And it's not that you might think, okay, sir, this is like 1 line of a code and this is 7 line of a code. Then must be security must be high. No difference. It's not that the security part. If you look at the company called as an IBM, IBM was the first company who has designed the databases, the storages. Okay, we call it an hard disk and now we call it an SSD. Initially, 1 MB, if you go into the old pictures, I don't have, you can Google it, you'll find out that it was like a, what do you say? It's like a huge window sized tray. It was like around like 50, 60 kgs. And within that 50, 60 kgs, it was used to store 1 GB. How much? 1 MB. 1 MB, imagine it's like 1024 KB. It's like even this hello world, even this lines will be like around 34 KB, 30, 50, 60 KB, right? Imagine like if you write hundreds of code, it will be all full memory. Okay, even if you click through pictures, nowadays if you look at the quality of memory will be full. Now if you see, it's a pen drive you're using, right? Even in that pen drive, that pen drive has a size of 1 TB. Now imagine that big devices has been shrink into one small pen drive which can store of data 1 TB. That doesn't mean that you it is not able to store. So it's the same thing. Python also offers a huge level of security. Only the thing is that the line of a code, as I said, the complexity, the space complexity has been reduced because definitely if you're writing this 11 line of a code or 8 line of a code, you are going to require huge amount of space. And if you talk about companies like Accenture, Cognizant, TCS, Infosys, they are not working on one project. Simultaneously, they are working on 100,000 of projects and they cannot buy these spaces every time. How much they are going to make an investment, right? They're investing on you, they're investing on the infrastructure, investing on some other expenditure, and you're expecting the company to again invest into the some servers. So company will say, okay, I'll deduct it from your pocket. You'll say no. So that is why you need to reduce the space. That is why in data structure, if you learn BSA, you'll learn these two things. This is the time complexity and space complexity. How do you reduce the time complexity and space complexity? So you can see Python. And this is an IEEE spectrum that which ranks that which is the most popular language. You can see if I just zoom in, you'll see 2016, you'll see Python is standing third. Okay. C and Java stands first and second. If you see from 2017, Python is first. Then 2018, Python is first. 2019, Python is first. 20 is first. And from there, Python has always been standing number one. It has always been standing. If it has been standing number one, you should always go with this programming language. Clear? So this is what, and you can see salary package. So the salary package being offered is very good. You can see the red line. If you see the red line, you can see here it is written over there. So those who are into the using as a Python as a primary language for data analytics or data science or whichever sector you want to go, you want to be into web development, game development, finance, data science, machine learning, whichever you want to go, you can see that the salary offered for those programmers is very high in comparison to the other language. You can see Python, PHP, Ruby. Right? This is what overall. So now I'll come to you. So I just want to know from your side that any questions for me, like what you want to ask me. So this is all we are going to learn. And one thing I'll tell you, we are not going to learn just with the help of the slides. I myself will do the practical implementation if I show you. So if I just go here and if I just open Colab, okay. So this is an IDE which we are going to do. So I'll just show you that how the methodology of my is that how do I teach or train, whatever you can say. So I myself first do it practically because see, if you're into the IT, you need to know how to do it. It's not a theoretical subject. It's not a Six Sigma or it's not a so that kind of a subject which you will learn with the help of such kind of an industry, IT industry or software industry, where you have to roll your fingers on the keyboard. If you're not knowing how to roll your fingers on the keyboard, you will be out of the league. They will not ask you to stay into the company. So this is how we will build the different games after, as I said yesterday, after completion of every major topics, we will have an assignments. I'll share that assignments in Microsoft Word or PDF, whatever is there. You have to do it, right? And you have to share it so that I can make a track how you're trying to be progressive. You're stuck at somewhere. Let me understand the potential and capabilities that how you're trying to be progressive. Okay. So we'll build different applications and as I said, so I am going to do it by own. So this is see, I'm writing the code on its own. Every single thing has been explained. This is a previous batch file where I'm trying to explain every single thing by doing it practically because I believe in doing it practically. So my method is like 80-20%. 80% I believe by doing it so that you will be able to see the errors because if I tell you, okay, if I do not use this code, okay, over here, and if I run it, you'll get a type error, right? So yeah, just explain it. This is a type error. So you'll not be able to understand how to resolve it because tomorrow, if you start working in the company and you come across a error, every time you cannot lift your laptop and go to your senior, whoever team leader is there or assistant manager is there or your peer is there. So they'll ask you like, Have you really completed your education? Have you done any kind of a course? If you've done, then what you've learned, right? So that is like an embarrassment. So it's the same, see. And then how you do that? So this is what I'll say. I'll put a quote. So I'll tell you that, okay, you need to put a quote if you come across the error and you'll get an output. This is what real time coding I'll try to do. And 20% is like I'll try to explain the things while doing it. So this is like an 80-20 formula. I use it 80% of doing it and 20% of explanation because you need to know how to do it. Because if you don't know, if you just explain, okay, to the programmer, or if you explain to the interviewer, okay, this is what they ask you the question, and you explain some conceptual part, okay, what is Python, what is Power BI, okay, you'll crack an interview. But when you go to that level or that particular round, where you have to do some hands-on coding or wherever you have to give that round. So you will say that, sir, I'm good at concepts, but I don't know how to do that. They'll ask you that, okay, please leave because they don't want someone who is just conceptually good. You should know how to do that because if you're going to the industry, if they're going to pay you like 80,000 rupees, 1 lakh rupees, then they will expect you to do that job. The job has to be done. That concepts will not do that. Now, you got any questions for me before we can wind up? I just want to know from your side if you have any questions and anything. Right. And do not worry. If you're thinking that if I don't know anything about this, so not to worry. We're going to start, learn from the scratch, the ABCD, even how to install that software. I'm going to tell you. But before that, I just want to know from your side, do you have any set of questions? Because unless and until the questions are not being cleared, it's not fun. Because if you're trying to buy any products, you try to buy that product unless until you don't feel that I rely on this product or I trust on this product. This is what the human nature is, right? I would like to clear your doubts and questions instead of going for blockchain or you're going for IoT or DevOps, anything. I would suggest you learn this thing because right now I said again and again, it's a hot thing. The future is data, and at least for next 20, 10, 20 years, or we can say till 2040, it is not going anywhere. After 2040, I don't know. So, any questions? So, Vipula, do you have any questions for the day?
Not exactly.
Okay. Okay. Vasu, Satish.
What is the duration of the course actually? So,
The duration is 4 months. Data
okay.
analytics who has enrolled for data analytics, it would be around 2.5 months, and who has enrolled for data science, it would be 4 months. And the course which has been developed, right? So that course has been tailored according to the need of industry. That means what? You can find some institutes running it for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. But I'll tell you what is the problem, because you want to learn and you want to get into the companies, right? If 8 months, 1 year course would be there, then definitely everyone would choose to work, to learn it from some institution, right? They might apply abroad or they might apply into the companies, sorry, institution which has been provided. But what has been required to get a job, at least that is what you can learn from this course. And after you get into the company, you just start working and you will understand, okay, what is the need and how it works and etc. And then you try to enhance yourself, excel yourself, upgrade yourself, what is been required. If you try to learn a lot of things and at the end you'll see that, okay, I'm not able to get a job. And what's the point? My intent is what if you're learning something, you should get a job because that is what you're learning, right? No one learns it for the betterment. Okay, I want to learn it now, and maybe in 2030, in the next election, I'll use it. No one does that. So that is what. Okay, anyways, the answer to your question is it's a duration of 4 months. Data analytics 2.5 months and data science 4 months. Yes. Anyone else left? Vasu, Anu, Kirtana, and Ushasri.
What is the difference of data science, data analyst, and data engineer, sir? Can you
Okay.
explain?
Yeah, okay, sure. Why not? See, data analytics is what? Data analytics or data analysts are the one who works on the historical data, who tries to prepare the dashboard and tries to give a presentation to the client and tell, okay, what is happening in a company. Now, suppose you have completed your education from US, right? No, no, you're not completed your education. Sorry, Vasu and Satish has completed. So now, when you completed your education, imagine you completed your master's from the college, right? It's ABC college or XYZ college. Now that college sees that, okay, there is a drop down in an admission, okay, and there is a drop down in placement. So what the role of data analyst will do is that client, right, your college will give the data, last 5 years data, and on the basis of that data, the data analyst will try to prepare a reports. They'll try to generate a reports and try to tell you that why there is a drop down into your admissions, why there is a drop down into place. Data
Oh,
analyst, as the name says, that analyst means what they're trying to do a certain analysis, trying to monitor what has happened in the past. Okay. And a data scientist more into the, what do you say, forecasting. Right now, it's like you're trying to prepare a weather report. Okay, you can say the same example. Now, data scientists, what they'll do is that data scientists will try to understand the data, that whatever has been generated by data analysts, and they will try to give up predictions with the help of algorithms that has been built, machine learning algorithms or artificial intelligence. They'll use different algorithms, they'll use different tools, some statistical formulas, and on that basis, they'll try to make a predictions that how you can grow your business. That okay, they'll try to say that if you try to what do you say, make a tie-up with a lot of companies, right? And try to tell them, okay, we are giving a good quality of students. So what will happen is that if you don't have to look for any other colleges, which is our responsibility to give you the good quality student. And if there is a drop down in the admissions, then you can advertise as much as you can with the local surroundings, or you try to reduce down the fees or give the some industry level learning to the students so that automatically the amount of work can happen and the admission can grow. It is not like this, it is happening coding wise, but I'm trying to tell you the role in a general term. Scientists are more into that, how they can design something for the predictions. If you are going to be a cricket analyst, if you see in the cricket analyst, if you're watching a match, you'll see that beneath, if you'll be able to see that there is prediction score that has been shown. It's like they say that, okay, CSK 250. If they play at this run rate, they'll score 250. RCB 220. So what is that? They're trying to make a prediction that what can happen in the future. But this is all based on the historical data. This is all out of the data scientists. And data engineering, what data engineers are mostly into cleaning the data. They will just clean the data, they'll just purify the data and give it to the data scientist. That is what the role of data engineer. They will just imply some libraries, they'll use some tools, they'll use some mechanism to clean the data, to organize the data and give it to the data scientist. So data scientists, what they can do is that they can use this data for the future predictions or forecasting. So that is the role of the data engineer. And if you talk about the AI developer does every single thing. They will manage the data, they'll do the predictions, they'll manage the user interface, web interface, every single thing.
Okay.
Yes. Now, this is what the job role has been divided. Yes. Any other questions? Any job roles you want to know? Kirtana or Vasu or Usha Sri? Any questions? Okay, I guess it's no. Okay. So I want to know from your side, if we start downloading the application tomorrow, what is the configuration that you're using right now? What is the machine that you're using? First, I want to know if you're using system or using a laptop. And if you're using a laptop, you can just tell me what configuration you're using.
Laptop Windows.
Tell me which laptop you're using.
Gram.
Yes, ma'am, tell me.
Gram.
What is that? I am not able. I'm asking you which Windows, which processor. Okay. Apart from her, what configuration you're using? Which laptop? It's like HP, Windows 11, i5, i7.
Yeah,
Because if
Lenovo i5,
okay, i5.
12th
Okay,
generation. Yeah.
12th generation. Okay. Windows 11. Okay. Thank you, Sati. Okay. What about the rest? Vipula, Vasu. Because see, when you're talking about the softwares, right? When you're trying to do a coding, you need a high configuration because whatever you're going data analyst and data science requires a good computational power. Good computational power is nothing but a calculator, right? It's like a calculation power, right? If you want to do an exercise, so before doing an exercise, you don't need to have an energy in your body. Unless until you don't have an energy in your body, if you go to the gym, you will feel like you're grown out, right? Because you don't have that energy left in your body. It's like the same thing when you're trying to do certain kind of an application, performing, right? Performance or any kind of such calculation. So your computer needs to be an upgraded version. Then and then only it will perform better. Yeah, last question and then we'll wind up. Vasu, which configuration do you have? i5?
Uh,
Minimum i5 is
I'm
it?
yeah, I'm using a MacBook Pro.
MacBook Pro. Okay. All right. So what is that? Is it like a Mac OS 12? If it is there, I guess it's 12 one, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How you have installed a Python via help of Brew or you have installed with help of pip? Because there are two ways to install the Python into it is help of with the help of Brew also because it throws a configuration error because Python Mac OS that is why that is the it has been cost a lot. Provides a high level of security. It will not give you the uh, what do you say access immediately. So you have installed
Yeah,
your Python into it.
yeah, I did install, but right now I'm using IDL.
Okay, ID.
IDL.
Okay, all right. Let's see tomorrow then. Okay, okay. We'll check it tomorrow then. Okay, Vipula and Kirtana and Anu, what are you using? Which configuration?
I5. I am HP i5.
Oh, great. Okay. Vipula and Kirtana.
Intel i5, and then I have Windows. So I actually downloaded PyCharm and used it sometime before.
Okay, it's an i5, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll show you one thing before the end of the session. So we are not going to have a boring sessions, right? We are going to have a with a real time. You can see this is something which is a real time application. When we'll learn, we'll reach at the midway. So there are some few of the modules which is very important, right? I'll not spill the bins of it. So that module requires a lot of practice. If I made it some interesting, so I have found this real-time application which teaches you how you can learn that concept in a very realistic way. So this application is there. So I'll not spill the bin. What is that module? So you can just learn, right? You can just see go and show you so that you learn it in a very better way. So this is something I'm trying to code. I've coded over here. And if I just run it, that that robot tries to perform accordingly. See, I've written a code over here. You can see right hand side. I've written that code. And on the basis of that code, it is trying to perform. See, so this is what a real-time learning is there because I don't want it to be monotonous and tedious. It should be something enthusiastic, interactive, so that you also feel that you're learning something. So I made it something very interesting. So not to worry, we'll have this projects will be there, assignments will be there, capstone projects will be there, so that it's time to because I want when you complete that course, you should get a job. I'm not doing it for my sake of popularity. I'm doing it for you because I want you to get a job because I know how it feels that if you're educated, graduated, post graduation, and something, and if you're looking for a job, and I'm telling you, data science is a very good option. I'm into data science. That is what I'm not trying to highlight it a lot, but I am telling you, it's right now, it's in the market. Or else I would have chosen some other course, right? Or I would have been working in some other domain, but I've not been working. The reason is that I knew that this is something going to be in the future. Like, why do I invest my 9 hours in another domain? Okay, so this is how you're going to learn. So not to worry, this is a very interesting game to learn that particular module. We will be learning that thing again. Okay. Any no questions, or if anyone has left, or shall we call it as a day now? All right, everyone. So let's call it a day now. Let's wrap up the call and let's continue tomorrow the installation part. And then if the time has been left, if after explanation what Python is, the initial module. Okay, cool. The guys, you say something.
Yeah, cool.
Don't make me feel like I
With the
am an
same
AI.
link, right? We need to join.
Huh? Yes,
With the
okay, tell
same
me.
link,
You're
we
saying
need to
something,
join,
man.
right? Yeah, yeah. With the same link, we need to join,
Eh,
right?
yeah, buddy. The same link you need to join.
Yeah. Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
We,
Chalo.
we are
ठीक है then. That, yeah, we follow, ma'am. You're saying something?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, okay. All right. All right then, guys. चलिए, let's wrap up the call. It was nice talking to you and of the queries and doubts whatever you had in terms of the data analytics and data science. But more, I would say you try to attend the session and see how it goes, and then you can make a very better decision. But I would say, see, I would say learning is never a waste. You should keep learning. After every 3 months, I'll tell you, I started at a C sharp at this second month, then I started in data science, I learned Power BI, I learned a lot of things. Now I'm working on Azure and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm learning AWS. So one thing is that you need to be learned. You need to keep yourself I'm learning for my benefit, but you never know what would be required in the company. So one my principle is that after every 6 months, I try to learn something. 3 4 months, 3 4 months. If it is useful, it is not useful. That is not the lookout. I keep on learning. Okay, because it will help you. That is very important. If you want to be in the IT industry, you want to reach at the peak of your success, you have to learn, guys. And you need to read a lot of books. 3 months, 6 months, you learn something, and after next 6 months, you practice them. But you should practice in such a way that you should hold a mastery. It's not just you're spending some time, 1 hour of learning or reading something, but learn something. Now I know that I learned the AWS, still I have not used into any of the real-time application. But tomorrow, if I get an opportunity, I should not say, okay, I don't know, I'll learn it. There's no tomorrow. You should keep learning. You never know what comes across your life. Okay. And then when you'll get a good packages, I'm telling you. This is my one thing I've seen throughout my entire experience. I'm sharing it as a friend. Please take it or leave it. It's your choice. But you need to learn. Spending some money is not, it will come back to you. Whatever the fees are paying, it will come back to you. But learn something. It is useful or it's not useful, but learn something. That is the only thing if you want to give. That's an advice I can give it to you right now. Okay. All right. So let's wrap up and let's meet tomorrow. Okay. Till then, take care and have a good time with your loved ones. Bye bye, everyone. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. 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 Welcome.